Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Teena Sessions 365 Inspirational Quotes with me, your life coach, Teena Jones. How is everyone doing on this lovely Wednesday afternoon? As you can see, I'm broadcasting in the middle of the day. And of course, I just finished working out and I felt inspired. I wanted to go ahead and broadcast. I couldn't wait until tonight. So I hope you guys' day is going really good. I hope you feel inspired. I hope the last 10 days have brought some inspiration and some gusto and some action into your life. It's day number 11, and I want to welcome everyone back. If you are new, welcome aboard. Thank you so very much for joining us. I have an email address if you have any questions about today's quote or any of the previous shows that you have tapped into. My email is naturalborncoach@hotmail.com. Go ahead and get your pen and pads out or anything you use to take notes with, because I have a very exciting quote for each and every one of you. And today's quote is "Follow your bliss." It's by Joseph Campbell. And it's an old quote, but it's an oldie but goodie, and I simply love it. We've been talking about your inner purpose for the last 10 days. You know, how to live your inner purpose. Inner purpose is being in the present moment. Meditating. That is what your inner purpose is to love your life the way it is, to embrace the way your life is currently. Okay, that is inner purpose. Today we're going to talk about your outer purpose, what it is that you are meant to do. Everyone has a life purpose. Everyone has a passion. In order to follow your bliss, you have to know what your bliss is. Of course, there are people that have just come into the world knowing what they're supposed to do. Ever since they were young, it seems like their path was just laid out for them. You know, my son is one of them. I mean, when he was young, he squirmed and moved to music before he could walk or talk. And now that he's almost 18 years old, it's in his blood. I mean, he lives it, he performs, he creates, and it's always been there. It's no surprise. And so for some people, it doesn't quite happen that way. You have to discover it. You have to uncover what that thing is. And so I kind of want to talk to that person. I feel that if you already know what your bliss is, you are doing it in some capacity. I hope you are. And if you're not, then I'll have a message for you as well. There are 3 things that I want you guys to write down when it comes to living your purpose. You first have to listen. Remember how I always say God comes and talks to you in a still small voice. And so you have to be able to listen to what it is that your spirit is telling you you should do. Some of you are great cooks. Some of you paint very well. Some of you are musicians. And you allow the ego mind to come in and say, well, you can't make a living at that. Or you don't have the money for that. Or you're too old to do that. All of that is nonsense. All of those are lies. And I want you to get them all out of your mind right now. You're never too old to follow what God has in store for you. If you are still living and breathing, that means you have purpose. And it's your job to discover what that purpose is and to begin living from that. Period. When you follow your bliss, the money always comes. It always follows. Always. I remember before my paying radio job, I did a radio show for community radio back in Dallas for free. I loved it. I honed my skills. I learned how to do voiceovers. I learned how to talk on the microphone and take calls in, and how to transfer calls. And I just knew the art of the mic. I learned it from that free gig that I did. And so it prepared me when I went to the real paying job. And so even this, when I do the Teena sessions, maybe it may be one viewer or maybe millions. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to show up fully and live from my purpose, and everything else will follow, and that's what you have to do. Don't wait until you try to figure out, well, how can I make a living at it? Start doing it. God will let you know how to start the process if you will listen. So listening is very important. There's something that you're already doing that you don't think you can make a living at, that only you can do. That's the one thing about purpose. It's like a fingerprint. Only you can do it. Think about all the people that are living their purpose, that if they weren't, we'll be missing out. Steve Jobs. Oh my God, I'm talking to you on a Mac right now. Oprah Winfrey. Oh Lord, has she not lived her purpose? The people that invented cell phones and televisions, everything you see with your eye came from the creative mind of someone. And we would be missing out had they not fulfilled their purpose. What are we missing out in this world because you are not fulfilling your purpose? That is something that is worth asking yourself. You have a contribution, a very serious contribution that only you can fulfill. And you've got to get in the business of finding out what that thing is, because we need you. Humanity needs you. Okay? The second step is act. You got to take some action. So once you listen, then do something about it. This whole idea came to me December the 28th to do live sessions for about 10 minutes on YouTube. Okay. January 1st, it kicked off. I took action. It was just that simple. I don't allow my mind to come in and go, well, what about this and what about that? Nope. The idea came. I listened. I took action. That's it. Take action. Whatever it is. It could be, like I said, if you are a great cook, you may want to start out catering. You may have the feeling to spark you up one day and just say, you know what? I'm going to start making plates and I'm going to sell them at work. I remember, let me tell you this. This lady who I met not too long ago came by the beauty salon, and she sells shoes out of this very fancy van. I mean, when you walk in, it's like shoe shelves all over the van. There's a little benches in there. It's a massive van. You sit down, try on shoes. She's always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but she worked many years working in corporate America, but she knew she wanted to own her own business, and she loved fashion. And one day it came to her, she saw something, got inspired, and did it. When I tell you it is a wonderful idea, now she has several trucks all around Houston. How wonderful is that? Not brick and mortar. She doesn't have to spend money on rent. She got this truck that drives around to beauty salons, and I love that. I thought, oh my God, it's just so many different wonderful ideas that you can do. But let me say this before I move to the next step. And that is, it's never about the money. So many times, and I'm if you are in MLM, I'm not jumping on you. I'm only saying that money, prestige, and those type of things, if that's your motivation first, you are part of a dying world. The paradigm shift has already happened where we're becoming a service mentality and not a sales mentality. A sales mentality is what you can do for me. It's about me. A service is what can I do to serve, and allowing the money to come. It's about a soul-filled purpose, period. And once you fulfill your soul purpose, everything in abundance will come. So if you are pursuing something only for the money, it can be MLM, it can be even a business. That if you're just doing it because of I can make a lot of money, you're not going to be fed spiritually. That's it. I don't know how any other way to tell you. You're not going to be fed spiritually. The life purpose I'm speaking of is a spirit-fed purpose. That is what I'm coming from. That is it. Because without that, you're not in every trend. Let me say this. The reason why I want to really put an emphasis on this is in every venture, there is a journey. When you're on the journey, what keeps you during the valley lows is that you love it. It's your passion. When you're not making money, when the sales are low and you don't know where the next dollar is coming from, but you still love this thing. That's what's going to carry you through from the valley up to the mountaintop. Even if you are in a business or an MLM, you're going to have low periods. You're going to have moments where you're not making money, but you're going to stop. As soon as it doesn't go the way you want it to go, or you're going to move from one thing to the next and one thing to the next and one thing to the next. And you're not going to have sustainable power, you see. And so that's my message to you, that if you are chasing money, you'll never find it. Money is a vibration. You want to be an attractor. You want to be a magnet for money. Isn't that more powerful, to be a magnet, to draw it into you? But you have to be of like mind. You have to become a magnet for it. You have to elevate your thoughts so that you then can magnetize and bring that abundance into your life. So I want to say that when I speak of purpose, I mean soul purpose. That why you came on this earth. And if it's to be an entrepreneur, then that's fine. But you have to, in what capacity? You can own a restaurant. You can own, there are a lot of different avenues to it. But when you mix, okay, I have a passion like this lady I mentioned to you. She has a passion for fashion. I mean, she loves it. She knows how to sew clothes and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, she wanted to make a living at it. And she finally found that niche for her, you know. So there's a niche for you. There are things that you may not have thought about. Think about Martha Stewart. Oh my God, she's like the domestic goddess, you know. Like before Martha Stewart, people just went and, you know, like, you ever thought a person could create an empire from curtains and food and comforters and towels and beauty? But she did it, you know. Now it's just normal. You know, we don't look at it as a big deal. And so that's what you have to do. You've got to come out of yourself and not think about, well, how's it going to happen? Don't get in the way of that. That's not your job. Your job is to decide today, I'm going to live from what I love to do. And I'm going to evoke the passion. So listen, act, and then finally share. Give it away. Give it away like I do here. I'm not getting paid to sit here and coach, but this is what I love. Absolutely, positively love. If someone hires me to speak at an engagement or want to hire me as a coach, so be it. But if they don't, so be it. This is what I am born to do. Period. So I'm going to do it, whether I'm doing it on YouTube, whether I'm doing it at my job, whether I'm doing it at church, whether I'm doing it doesn't matter. I'm going to always coach. God is always going to bring people into my life that wants hope and encouragement. You know? So share your gift. Share it. Don't be afraid. Like I said, don't have that lack mind of, I'm not giving it away. No, share it. You know, there are times where you're going to charge and that sort of thing there. But in the beginning, you want to share. People have got to know what you're offering. You know, they want to know who you're all about. I remember there were a group of actors, you know, that they wanted to act. I want to act. Well, act. Go to some of these churches. Go to community centers. Go to retirement homes. Put on different performances. If you want to act, act. Like me, I want to coach, so I'm coaching. Don't allow these things to sabotage you. We sabotage ourselves on so many levels until today. It's going to stop today. So follow your bliss. I love that. It's time to follow yours. Whatever that thing is, it's time that you follow your bliss. I think I'm doing good with time. Let's take a look. Oh, 13 minutes. Oh my goodness. I'm going to give you the affirmation and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Today's affirmation is, I'm living on purpose. I am living on purpose. And I want you to live on purpose too. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I love you guys. See you tomorrow for day 12. Have a good one. Bye.